Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's CannaFemme Sparkles. Um, I rolled myself a nice little blunt. I haven't had a blunt in a while. It's actually a cone blunt. I find making cones are so much easier now instead of rolling things. But I want to take the time to talk about something that's a little bit serious. That's very serious, actually. Very few people talk about it, and I think it's really important that as many people talk about it as they can, and that's suicide. Um, it's scary when someone you know is suicidal. You don't know what to do. You're not even really sure what to say. You're not really sure where to go or how to handle it. It's frightening. Um, but I wanted to give you guys some little tips and tricks that you can do in case you're ever faced with someone that is saying that they're suicidal. Um, First things first, I'm going to say some hotlines that I think are really important to have. The first one is the Trans Lifeline, and that is a national hotline specifically for transgender individuals. And that number for the U.S. is 877-565-8860. That is for the U.S. Canada, it is 877-330-6366. I will be posting this below in the description, and you can see that the numbers are posted up here as well. Write those down. You may not need them, but someone else might need them. This is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It's 800-273-8255. Again, in the description and right there. Write it down. Keep it somewhere safe. It's really important to have these things in case you come across individuals that just are hopeless and helpless and can't seem to figure out how to make things work. It's really scary for that person to feel that way. So it's good for you to be able to be that person that shows you're caring. When someone's feeling suicidal and depressed and whatnot, they're not going to reach out. A lot of people always say, oh, you have to reach out. Nah, man, that's not what people who are depressed do. They don't reach out. They isolate. They keep to themselves. They hibernate. So it's your job to reach out to them. It's just not going to happen. Some people do reach out. They're really good at asking for what they need, but not everybody is like that. Okay, so suicide. Let's talk about the warning signs. Let's light this blunt first, shall we? When someone says that they want to kill themselves, I want to die. I just want to kill myself. I wish I wasn't here. I want to go away. Things like that. I wish I had never been born. Things like that definitely are words to listen to. I know sometimes people say that just joking around, like, oh God, I wish I was dead. And then there's those people that are like, I wish I was dead. You see the difference? I said the same words, but my attitude, my affect, my everything was different. Pay attention to that. Someone is getting together items to kill themselves. All of a sudden, someone who's never had a gun wants to get a gun. All of a sudden, someone who's never had pills has a bunch of pills. All of a sudden, someone's looking to buy a helium tank and they don't do events or they're not planning a party. Things like that. Someone who's isolating. Someone who is withdrawing, especially if there's someone that is known for being the life of the party and in the crowd, and all of a sudden they're isolating and becoming withdrawn. Notice if people are saying goodbye to those, saying goodbye to others, that as if they're never going to see them again. They're saying their goodbyes, they're saying their farewells as if it's going to be the very last time. Notice situations like that. Also notice if someone's been really depressed and then all of a sudden they're happy. That doesn't necessarily mean that they've snapped out of it. Sometimes, once someone has made the decision to kill themselves, they feel at peace. They feel like they've got a solution. They feel like everything is going to be okay within the next 3 hours, the next day, whatever their plan may be. So they're happy and they're giddy and they're like, yes! When just moments ago they were super sad and crying and irritable and moody and so on and so forth. Pay attention to that, because they could be just happy that their life is about to end. Increase self-medicating with alcohol and illicit drugs. Self-medicating is a thing. Things that people consider drugs, to those that are using those drugs, it's not drugs, it's their medicines, their medication. It helps them to forget about their problems. It helps them to feel good, even if it's momentary. Pay attention to that. They're giving away their belongings. Something that they've cherished. Something that they... or things that they love, all of a sudden they're giving away to individuals. So what are some things that you don't that you don't want to do when someone is suicidal? You don't want to call the police. I'm going to say that again to make sure that you understand. You do not call the police on a suicidal person. The police are not trained on how to handle a mentally disabled individual, especially when they're on their last rope. And who knows, they might do something to antagonize that officer and make the officer shoot them. Police officers don't think about that. They shoot to kill first and ask questions second. You don't leave them alone. Try and make sure that you can stay with them or get someone to stay with them. Stay in contact with them. Try and get through to them. Let them know that you care for them. Let them know that they are important, that they are loved, that they are wanted and needed. A lot of times people who are feeling suicidal, that's their last hope. There is nothing else in their mind. There is nothing else left for them in this world. They lost their job, they lost their boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, they lost their child, whatever the case may be, they might have severe mental illness, bunch of things. So just let them know that it's okay. You're there for them. There are other people that are there for them. They are loved by many. Some things not to say. Suicide is selfish. I can't stand individuals who say shit like that. They clearly have never been in a position of desperation and fear and lonesomeness and sadness and despair to feel like they are suicidal. All that does by saying something like that is it creates guilt, which makes them feel even worse. Telling them that their life isn't that bad. Suicide, your life's not that bad. Think about Paul down the street. Think about, other people have it way worse than you do. Don't say that. They don't give a fuck about other people's lives. They don't care about what Paul has going on. It's their life. They don't live Paul's life. It's their life. It's what they particularly and specifically can handle. Plus, that pain, that suicidal pain, is underneath. It's not surface what you see. Nobody knows what's going on in that person's mind except for that person. Saying something like that shows a level of judgment and does not show concern at all. Telling them that things could be worse, that again gives them a sense of shame. To them, there's nothing else worse at that time. So I just wanted to, I'm high now, so I got distracted by some fuzz that was on my keyboard. I just wanted to point that out. Suicide is a major thing, and it needs to be talked about more. The stigma is super real, and those who are going through that, those who are feeling suicidal, are so low. Nobody can understand the level of sadness that someone goes through when they are feeling suicidal, unless they have been there themselves. Take care of one another. Keep those numbers and share those numbers. Write them down. I guarantee you, you know at least one person in your life that has major depression. Keep that number.